Hello again, Jamie Jim. It is day 2 of learning how to cheat.
Who dares
I haven't been able to do much ever since stopping yesterday, so I will start right where we left off. Okay. Okay, so are we actually playing Extra this time? Yeah, probably. The main part I'm going to look at right now is going to be the buttons. So right now, yeah, so conclusions from yesterday, at least, is I think, you know how there are the 3 extensions right now? I think one of them is going to be set to touchpad. Which means I can't use it for anything in Xrd. But that's fine, because number one, if I do play other games that can use touchpad, and I do want to use these buttons, then I have to swap it every time. Every time I want to switch to those games, right? And that's kind of a bummer. And number 2 is, the only other thing I can really use the 3rd button for in this game is directions. Because if you look at the buttons here, like, what can you really set your 3rd button to? You have LSRS, which can be set to, this one is RC, this one is IK, and then if you try and think of a 3rd macro to set it on, there isn't really anything other than taunt, which has extremely minimal applications. And so you're kind of left with these directional buttons, and it's good, like, it's really good to have, but number 1, I think there are some ethical issues with doing that. And number 2 is, actually, I guess that's the only reason. It's, there are some concerns. So no clue why HD is a macro in the button settings. Yeah, I mean, it's for, like, it's supposed to be, oh, you can burst with 1 button kind of thing, but I don't think anyone uses it. So yeah, in the end, I think right now my 2 macros are this one next to jump for RC, and then this one on top for IK. This might get switched around a little bit later, but for now it is like this. And the reason RC is on this side right now, next to punch, or next to up, rather, is purely for defensive purposes. So what I mean by that is, most of the time, when you are trying to react to your opponent during burst, it's mostly going to be your right hand moving around and doing stuff, right? Like, you're pressing buttons, you're doing combos, and so it's going to mostly be your right hand that's moving around constantly while you're trying to look out for burst. Therefore, I think it makes sense that your left hand, that is more kind of not doing as much, is able to freely press the RC button, and that seems to be a little bit better in theory. So it could work. It probably needs a lot of muscle memory adjustments, but we'll see. I think it'll be better this way. But again, today I'm going to try and play actual games and see how the buttons end up being. There are also here these quote-unquote optimizers, so you fit them into the buttons. I haven't tried it yet, but in the buttons as they come, like the way they ship, they have 1 millimeter optimizers apparently. So there's one that is deeper and the one that is shallower. So we'll try different ones. One spot I sold at lab combos where they could taunt, kill, and not give the opponent 50 beater. Taunt then kill? So they have like enough... Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there could be some value in duplicating the blitz macro onto one of the buttons too. Like this one right now, it doesn't do anything. So maybe there's value in having like a blitz macro here too. But kind of doubt it right now because you don't really have to ever do blitz like that within a short reaction time. And that would be where it's pretty useful, so I don't know. It really is a control scheme that was born out of modern games, because if you look at like Street Fighter 6 especially, is like you have all these button combinations that you need to do within the shortest amount of time possible. And it's not really a thing that older games really require at all. I guess maybe it helps with Wake Up Blitz. Yeah, only if... So it would be true in one of two scenarios. One is if the double tap itself is easier to execute, which I don't really think is the case. Or number two, if your hand position is improved as a result. And I don't think that's the case either. Like doing this with your hands, I don't think is that much different than doing this or this. That being said, it was pretty surprising because double tapping on these square buttons feels pretty nice. Like it really isn't that bad. If anything, it's like equal to, or maybe I wouldn't say better, but like at least equal to the feeling of double tapping on a normal button. So that's pretty nice. That was my main concern when I first saw these buttons, at least, but they seem to work pretty well. Just so people are aware also, double tapping is a very specific thing in fighting games where you are specifically looking for a one frame gap between your two button inputs here. So this is a proper double tap, and an improper double tap will be like this here, where you have 2 frames. So this kind of defeats the purpose of doing this to begin with. And if you look here, like I don't really have any issues doing it here either, on the square buttons. So again, that is pretty nice. It's used to try and make tight inputs more lenient, right? Yeah, so in theory you have... in theory you're doubling your chances of getting that input properly. As long as the game has at least 1 frame of a buffer in your game. And like chances are your game does. Like I don't think any game doesn't have that right now. Or any near modern games that were released in the past like 10 years. Because you can imagine, like, let me pull up the frame bar. No extra players right now. Well, number one, all the lobbies I make are always private, so I only matchmake through ping people on Discord. So that is part of it too. Say like if I what's a good example? So my P input here in 2K 5P, this link, was done 2 frames before my recovery ended, right? And so that means that if I have 2 P inputs on this frame and on this frame, so this is one input, the input turns off, and then the input turns on again, then I have more chances to get this cancel properly by double tapping. It doesn't work if you have a larger gap between these 2 inputs. So like, let's say for example I did P here and P here, then this input doesn't do anything. Assuming that this game's input buffer has like a 2-frame window like this, or rather I should say a 3-frame like this. So it depends a lot on what the game's buffer happens to be. I think in Xrd it's like, I think it's 3 frames out of cancel slash block stun, I think. Let's try it right now. So I pressed on this frame here. So here that means it has a 2-frame buffer. And here, still 2. Here it is. Yeah, so this P here doesn't work. But if I do it 2 frames earlier or 1 frame earlier, then actually being out of block stun, it'll still work. So you can imagine it like this. This is the buffer window in this game. And so if I double tap, valid timings are number 1 here and here. So it's a 1 frame distance between the 2 inputs here. So that's one possible double tap timing. The second timing is here and here, right? So that's 2. And then the third possible timing, here and here. The fourth timing, here and here. And then 5th possible timing, here and here. So I have 5 chances to do this, as opposed to 3. Or 5 timing locations I can do this in, I guess. I should probably think more about when I do them, but I just let my autopilot. For Zato, it's not really that big of a deal. Especially because it's a negative edge character. Like, you can't double tap negative edge. But if you're playing like a Soul or a Johnny, then it starts to really matter a lot. There's some really jank scenarios where the buffer refuses to work. Yeah, so there are some things where it's like, a really good example is with Pot, where, let me try and get it now. So here, I'm pretty sure it is 6, yeah, so it is 6k here, you can see. But I got a 5k instead, and it's because this game is like, it's kind of like Kara canceling this input into 5k, because the next frame here, after this 6k, was a 5 and nothing. So it's like taking this input from the previous frame and combining it with the input direction of the next frame. And this game, I don't think I've seen this in other games before, but this game in particular does this. And this messes up charge inputs mostly more than anything. Like, I don't ever have this issue with other characters that don't have charge, but it is very noticeable on a character like Pot. Do you always play fighting games on a stick hitbox? So I went from keyboard, because I used to play Soku, which is a primarily keyboard-centric game. And then I brought my keyboard skills to Xrd Rev 1, when Rev 1 was just about to turn into Rev 2. And then I got a stick with a lever. And I think I played on lever for 3-ish years until 2020. I went to Korea, I got a hitbox, and then I've been on hitbox ever since. So keyboard, then lever, then leverless. I mostly just double tap Blitz RC on wake up. For some reason, Gunflame RC Fafnir has no buffer. So doing 5H Gunflame RC Fafnir is generally frame perfect. Like that here. I'm thinking of switching to an arcade stick because I play on a controller with a joystick, and I'm finding that double motion inputs are really hard for me. Yeah, so the difficult one, for me was IAD #1. If you play anime games, that was pretty hard. Oh, actually, let me pull up my. Here, one sec. I don't have my stick anymore, but I do have my lever. So this is what I used for like the better part of, I think, 4 years-ish. And it is, as you can see, not a Japanese lever. And there are 2 main features with this. One is that it has a gate, but it's a circle gate, kind of. So there are no like corners on this stick. And secondly is the amount of force that I have to put to move this lever is way more than that of most other levers. So like the amount of force I have to put onto this to move it is pretty insane. And as a result, when I used to have this on a lighter stick, I think it was a Itoki something that I put this in. I had a problem where the stick would like slide around on my lap a lot, so I ended up getting a much heavier stick at the time, which is the Tremba Dragon, and that was a genuinely very nice stick to have, but it was a very big pain to carry around for tournaments. But yeah, very fun. Like I think purely performance-wise, Hitbox probably is king. But in terms of fun that you have playing the game, I think levers are pretty good. Like it's fun just doing stuff on a lever. And yeah, difficult inputs are going to be like IAD, any sort of like double, like you said, like double 6-6, 4-4, 2-2 are relatively difficult, but it's not too bad if you get used to it, I think. There's nothing you can't It's nothing you can't do on a lever, really. It's just you either have to get used to it or you have to just kind of get used to the fact that it is going to be a little bit more difficult than for hitbox users. Oh, there's another thing that was difficult is properly getting 6 inputs or 4 inputs for air throw. Because for air throw, you have to first go up, and then you have to do a 6 or a 4 to get a throw. But the problem is because you have to do that input so quickly sometimes, you would go from a 8 input, go from an 8 input to like a 9 or a 7 instead of a 4 when you press H. And so that would be like a lever issue sometimes, where you're not just like pressing the right inputs sometimes, like left or right properly. Fafnir has to hit first, then the gunflame hits during his stop. Oh, I see. I had to look up a video on how to do IADs on stick. Yeah, it was like the way I did it was I would do 6, 9, 8, 5, 6. Yeah, there we go, kind of. For the left side at least, so if you're doing an IAD to the right side from the left, 6, 9, 8, 5, 6. So you're kind of making a circle input on the corner, like the top right corner of your stick. And then for left side, I would just do 7, 4, and it ended up working. Hitbox is so much more comfy than stick. It depends on what you're used to. Like, for a lot of people, having your hand position be like this, as opposed to this, is going to be more comfortable. It just really depends on what you're used to. Like, you know how there are some mice that look like, you hold them like this, and then you kind of like move them around like this? I think they're called like ergonomic mice, right? It's kind of a similar idea. I pride myself on a few things, and air throws are sick. I've been doing I-80 wrong the whole time. If it works for you and it's not exerting too much force on your hands, there's not really a wrong way to do it. As long as it's like meeting your expectations of how consistently it comes out. I guess we may have to go into a public room. My wrist has a lot less pain switching to hitbox. I was using sticks since like 2011. Yeah, again, it really depends. I've never had wrist issues playing fighting games, at least, so I can't really say. Man. I did have the weirdest hand position playing on keyboard though. Let me actually show you here. So, is my cord long enough? Yeah, it is. So the way I would play on keyboard was I would have my right hand here, and then my thumb is on down. Then my second finger is on left, fourth finger on right, and third finger on up. So I can have access to all 4 buttons at any given time. And this was really important for the game I was playing, because that down input and having access to it at all times was super important for Suwako and Soku. It was a kind of a character specific thing, but it was important to have. And obviously, moving that to hitbox, like I don't have to do that anymore. So that is pretty nice. Like I don't have to do this kind of thing on this controller, obviously. But I did want a like a mirror layout for hitbox initially. Like I wanted the movement to be on the right side, because I played on keyboard, so that's what I was used to. But just kind of got used to it. I want to join this. I guess I'll just make a actually open room. Oh, and then there's another hitbox I saw a long time ago where it was like you have this layout, but your two hands, or the way the controller is set up, is you can kind of split your hitbox in half. And then they're connected by a wire, but like you can have them just kind of separate from each other, so your hands can just play a lot more further away from each other. And that seems pretty nice to have. I'm not sure how it affects gameplay, because sometimes you do have to cross over and press left-hand buttons with your right hand. Might have a picture of it somewhere. I have a folder full of shitpost sticks. Ergo box? Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
We've got a newcomer.
Oh, here's one. This guy modded a pad onto his face buttons here. Okay, I can't find it. Oh, I'm on pot. Okay. Oh, that's okay.
Let's rock.
think this is Southeast Asia. My dying days, I swear the expert announcer pronounces Chumkin. I think it's like... I think it is Chomukin, right?
Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
What the fuck are those other buttons that are attached to your buttons? So this is the... these are combo extension buttons by Hitbox Arcade. And they are extra buttons that you can rotate around your existing buttons without having to make any permanent modifications to your stick. That'll do bursts. What was it, burst bait? That was rollback helping me out big time. Nice. You are not allowed to make such moves on pot. What are you using them for? So right now I have two inputs that are set to these buttons. This one is RC, and this one on top is IK. And the one next to it doesn't do anything right now. No blitz with 25. That was sick. Ducking under stun dash like that. How do they lock in place to not swivel? I'm not sure, but they don't. That's all I can say. Like I don't think I've had issues where it's moving around at all. He does not want to block, which is understandable. Did you see that one guy at Arc World Tour? I did not. But I did see something else. It was like screenshots of Twitter where it was like, the guy had a button on a controller that was like, it was like reversing your directional inputs or something with the press of a button. And that actually seemed like shooting. Like way more than anything I've seen on Hitbox. Maybe that is the same guy you're talking about. Oh. Like he had every feature that didn't technically break the rules. It's an issue because like it's so hard to enforce rules when it comes to controllers anyways. Like imagine you're a TO and you have like 200 people playing pools. How are you really going to enforce anything in that situation, right? Are you going to have like a referee, like 20 referees going around button checking before every single game to make sure there's nothing illegal going on? Yeah, he should have killed. It's gonna burst. Oh, there we go, nice. That's like the most common combo reset point for pop players. I was like, oh shit, I fucked up my 6k. No bursts.
Keep on rocking.
Yeah, imagine if Kai could actually do that. Like the air astonish into a combo. That'd be cool. Yeah, that I don't know if that's meaty, but it does reach after one hammerfall.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
I can never imagine playing on some weird monster hitbox. Imagine learning to use all that shit just for it to work in a couple games or something. It's more so like it was inevitable to happen in fighting games. It just hasn't, like, no one bothered to do it until now, is all. Like, if you have a game like this, where people can customize what they play on, it's bound to happen at some point. And people all just kind of collectively agreed that, yeah, there's... Like, we probably don't have to enforce it because no one does it. But now that people do it, it's like, what now? At least that worked for pot.
All or nothing.
That was a DP. Does Pot have Kara shenanigans like his drive? Pot does not. Some other characters have it. Like yeah, Johnny can also do 6k into coin, and that moves him forwards too. Most characters don't use Kara in this game. I'm actually having more difficulty than usual getting Popbuster. But I think that's purely a like not used to the buttons thing. More so than like these buttons are not suited for Popbuster input. Yeah, he dies. His card blitz like, hey, yeah, that is universal. You can also do blitz into throw. If you do blitz and then throw input within one frame. So close. It's too high up. Just work on Kai. Does not. Kara coin, Kara parry, yeah. Zato doesn't use Kara, so no need. You can't do that. And all that meter on RC just to do a 2-hit extension. Damn. Okay, I usually don't misinput that one either. Damn. Did he cross up JS just now? Wake up 5H. Why? Damn, that was a flick input. I don't think the dude's a block on wake up ones. Yeah, maybe. I did like 2P Oki 3 times in a row earlier, and he got it every single time. So you might be right. Oh, there's a block. He's also doing Oki kind of weirdly. So Kai, especially when it comes to pot, he will, like, he should never run up and press a button on me after getting knocked down. But I am seeing it quite a bit here. Yeah, he's just always gonna mash in that situation. Yeah, that doesn't work. That was a full charge flick. That was still too early.
Keep on rocking. It's not over yet. Not over yet.
Oh, does he have it? I don't think this knocks down. Yeah. Who do you think is worse, Minu, Pot or Zato? I would have to know. So I can give you a guess answer, but to give you a proper answer, I would have to know what all the Pot matchups are like, which I don't know. But based on what I could tell, Pot does have a better matchup spread than Zato, so I think it's possible that Zato has it worse. From a feels perspective, not of like performance, but just how it feels to play the character, it is most definitely Zato that feels worse. Pot is better matchup than Zato. I think, like, let's say you just have a spread of every single matchup in the game, and you list them by what the matchups are like 5-5, 6-4, 7-3, and you do a calculation of what the score ends up being for each character. I think Zato probably has it worse. I would guess. This combo did not work last time. Oh, it did this time. Nice. Yeah, there we go. do you think about Venom's auto? I think Venom's ability to control how much I can do with Eddie in neutral in Venom's favor probably makes it slightly Venom favored. But it's not like a seriously bad matchup for his auto. Was that a taunt again? Like 0-40 against an Axel playing Zato, and I found a 23-page doc on the matchup. No one plays Axel. The matchup isn't that complicated. It's just it feels very different from other matchups to play. And really, the only document you need for that matchup is one that says that you need to IAD YRC sometimes. That's all you need to know for that matchup. I don't know why he's doing that okay. He's doing charge stun edge with grinder, JS, and then he's jumping up. Like he's doing it because he saw himself getting pop bustered earlier after landing, but you don't want to do it like that. Reflector actually feels really annoying for Venom to deal with in a lot of spaces. Yeah, I can imagine it feels like that. And on the other hand, it is somewhat limited as to when I can use it. Because equally, Venom's able to bait Drunkard by using the balls. And in those cases, I get punished pretty severely for doing it. Oh, he would have died there. Always mashing there. There we go. Just QB, yeah. That was a pop buster. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think. Okay, I'll talk about it after this. I think it's a familiarity issue more than anything, but I definitely sometimes not getting certain inputs that I should be, and they're usually like half circle inputs. My yeah, so okay. One sec. And again, Pod has matches like. Let me actually just pull this up here. Here it is. What you're seeing here is Zato's matchup spread on the y-axis, and then the x-axis is, as you can see, how much I'm able to use Eddie in neutral while playing the game. And so on the very left, you have characters like Chip Jacko, and then on the very right are like Jam Pot, where you can do a lot by having Eddie out in neutral. And then obviously the other side is going to be the opposite. Venom is kind of center-ish, but there are definitely some things that make it difficult to have Eddie out. But also in general, it you can see that it is weighted heavily below the 5-5 line. So there's that. I love the bottom characters going through the border. Yeah, it used to go down even more, but I've condensed it a bit. I think a lot of times it's very difficult to justify characters being in the same like tier category. Like in theory, you should be able to just list every single character in its own tier, if you like actually have sound reasoning for why a certain character is in a certain spot. There are some that I have doubts about. So number 1 is Ram. Number 2 is... Yeah, number 1 is Ram. Number 2 is Raven. And number 3 is probably Dizzy. So these 3... Are there any else? Yeah, I think it's just those 3. So these 3, I think, have wiggle room, and they could be somewhere else also, but I'm not sure. You should play PETA sometime. You know, I've never in my life played PETA. What makes the chip matchup worse than answer? In the answer matchup, I mean, it kind of shows in this chart too, but despite the tools that he has, namely card YRC and just card by itself, despite having that, it is still more difficult to have Eddie out of neutral in that matchup. And it's not like necessarily a correlation here, but it does play into the matchup a lot. Like if you have a matchup that's on this side of the chart, chances are it's not very good. And there are outliers like Axel here. It's not that bad of a matchup, but still. So having Eddie be so difficult in neutral is one thing. Like it's more difficult in the chip matchup than an answer. And to some extent, I think there are also issues in terms of just like the output of a character. So it doesn't really have to do with matchups, but like how well can this character make use of certain resources? And the most direct example of this would be like usage of supers. So answer supers are really, really not useful. And so when he does have the resources of 50 meter, other characters, generally speaking, are just going to be able to abuse that so much harder than answer. I guess it's kind of like just character tier also plays into it. I don't think answer is very good. He probably knows the matchup fairly well too because Scope Dog is in you. I played Neffy a lot in the past, and he is probably the only EU player I've played a lot so far. If answer didn't have card YRC, he'd legit have like no good use for meter. In that matchup, yeah, for sure. Versus Alto. let me actually just use this room.
Who dare?
Yeah, I guess I should play Zato.
Arena. We've got a newcomer.
I think that answer isn't that good. So there are some things that are really annoying about the character. Namely, for some reason, answer 5D is really difficult to try and react to for me. More than any other character's 5D. Having parry, so parry is also a really good option versus auto because like it just deals with Eddie being out. Scroll and Vol so obnoxious. Yeah, there's that too. He is one of the characters that, while in the air, he can just deal with Eddie being out. Like against Nibiru, particularly.
Zato versus
Okay.
Get ready.
That being said, I do need to play more Answer, because the character, as you probably know, is not common at all.
Heaven or heaven. Duel.
Let's see how Zato is. Until I see reversal 6k out of 2S, I have pretty free reign over my own block strings. I need to see him 6k before I can actually have to play RPS. See, that was a prime 6k spot there as well. Isn't parry OSable like 2S? Yeah, you can do that, and you can also do buzzsaw into jump forward JD, and it catches the parry follow up as a counter, and that's super nice too. Like I'm getting FPS lag. That reached me. I was crouching. I thought it goes too high up.
Keep on rocking.
Yeah, he's shitposting pretty hard. You can OS the parry, but if you're OS the parry, you're not. Yeah, that's the point. Like, if you decide to do the parry, it works, but now you're giving up the mix.
Let's rock.
You can't kill here even with Burst Super. See, I had to do the little attack early there because if he does 6k, I just die. So I can't get any other better option.
Keep on rocking.
I would have died there too if he did 6k. Is there anything you look out for in particular when dealing with Johnny strings besides Y? Johnny players, and this isn't limited to Johnny obviously, but people tend to have tells of when they like to do certain things. And so a lot of people, Johnny players in particular, is going to be like far slash. Where they'll just have like tendencies of what they like to do after the button. But it really just depends on what the player likes to do. And whether they're able to mix it up or not. Oh, I think I should die. Oh, Zato, please. That was pretty dangerous, that to us just now. Then. I like doing blitz on 6H if the Johnny is lazy. Yeah, there's that too. I die there too if he does 6k. It's an awkward pickup. See, here's the 5p problem. I did 5p round start, I think like 3 times now, and it beat him, it countered him every single time. But Zato cannot get any follow-up on that counter ever, so it really does not matter that I'm winning that interaction at all. So he can just keep doing coin, and it doesn't matter, even though he's getting stuffed. That hit me too. Oh, it's not good. At least he needs the coin. Yeah, I guess I guess so. A very good Venom Johnny is a workable matchup. And if only. Oh. I bursted and I still got 2 hits of coin on me. Just break the law round start. Then. Wait, what am I gonna do there? I ate 1 coin. And it makes literally 0 difference on this round.
Keep on rocking.
So far, with these buttons, I feel like I'm not playing, like, the inputs I'm trying to make aren't any worse, probably, compared to Sano's. Did he press? He did not.
Mortal counter.
That's okay. Well, anyone think of the Vikings?
Heaven or hell. Duel. One.
I think plus R Viking is a lot more appealing. Like if I were to go through the cast and think of who I would potentially play in the game, like plus R Viking is a lot higher up than Extra Viking. Like it is really fun in plus R. You,
Duel. Two. All or nothing.
I mean, yeah. I probably wouldn't disagree. Oh. Does that work? It does. Damn. He attacked a little bit too late for me.
Turn up the heat.
Aren't there FRCs among some of the hardest? Are they? I'm pretty sure there aren't.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Like I know the biggest FRC meme is like, you know, stuff. That was fucked up.
Duel. Two. Keep on rocking.
I haven't played on them in a pretty long time, but these I think feel pretty similar to Gamer Fingers. And that is not a bad thing at all. Johnny doesn't have to finish entire dash before acting. He can jump, but he can't press normals or special moves.
Keep on rocking.
That didn't reach.
Keep on rocking.
But does Donnie have a 14 frame overhead? You know what the answer is. He needs it.
Heaven or heaven. 2, 1. Let's rock.
So I have a pretty decent benchmark for how these feel so far right now. I'd like to play something like Johnny or Soul first. I think this is decent enough. You know, I want to change the little like button grommets out to see how they feel too. That's unfortunate.
Keep on rocking. Turn up the heat.
That should work, right? Okay.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock. Counter.
He must have tried to S Finer, right? Does he have any other reason to do that?
Duel. Keep on rocking.
Pretty sure that combo doesn't work on Zato. He's a coinless throw combo in the corner. Damn. Not enough time. A lot of times the YRC locks him in place, so he can't move out. I think the cat might. Yeah, he probably crashes the crab if he doesn't exit like that.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Are we decent? I don't think we are. Five H actually made him duck under second hit of Shadow Gallery. Normally he gets hit by the second hit. That 5H made him duck. That's incredible.
Keep on rocking.
Or is he? Yeah.
Keep on rocking.
He's not 6Ping. No tech FD after ODG coin to prevent like tech trap 6P. No tech FD. Yeah, so he has a few things he can do to make that very costly. And so sometimes you just opt to not do anything and fall. I think he's trying to find an answer to 5P. He should just be doing Far Slash. I think I prefer Sanwa's slightly, but it's such a small difference that it probably doesn't matter. And I also still have to try the other optimizers.
Let's rock. Keep on rocking. Turn up the heat.
I wonder how many more he's gonna do. I want to switch out the things as soon as the set ends.
We've got a newcomer. Let's rock.
Did he dash? He did not. Okay, I'm gonna let these two guys play while I switch out some buttons. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I don't need to undo this at all. I think I turned this counterclockwise? I think it's counterclockwise here. If I don't, then my nails will just suffer, I guess. There we go, yeah. Okay. So I guess first thing would be playing without them. So I need to keep track of which ones are which. Yeah, so these are definitely louder. I guess I should try a face button first. Oh. Usually, to do anything like this, you need to go under the stick and disassemble the case first. So this is pretty nice to have. Because you can clean it this way too, I'm pretty sure. I'm here once again to watch 2 hours of hitbox button removal. This one will not be nearly as bad, don't you worry. So I don't know if you can hear this. Let me turn the thing off first. So here is the button with the grommet thing underneath. And then this is without it. So it definitely sounds a lot more like a Zanwa.
Negative penalty. Negative penalty.
So here, I'm sometimes getting... I'm getting 2k inputs too quickly, I think, is why it's registering as one input. And I'm not sure if I got that earlier. No, I think it's just as consistent. Okay, so now let's try. Actually, I should try one of each one. So K without anything, P with the standard optimizer, and then I'll do something with S here. So I guess let's try the 1.5 first. Oh, it's the other way. Is it the other way? No, hold on. Wait, how did it go in earlier? Okay, so that was correct. But I'm not sure how it goes in. Maybe I just wait, hold on. I can just look at the other buttons. Okay. Is it this way? There must be some marking that indicates how it goes in. So it is attached to... Ah, okay. I think the problem was it had to squeeze under the squeeze pins. Okay, so that should be fine.
Negative penalty.
So this is as is, which was what I had before. Then without anything. And then with the 1.5s. These two feel pretty negligible, I think. Like in theory, I believe the longer the distance, you're supposed to feel more of a like a total travel distance, I think. Let me check. Do we double? To be sure. .5 full press. Yeah, so this one should have more travel distance than the default button. And now let's try the 0.65s. Okay. Oh, and they actually have the millimeters written down, so you don't lose track of which one is which. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, hold on. I need to actually twist this all the way.
Negative penalty.
There we go. Okay, these definitely feel the weirdest out of all of them. So this one has the least travel distance between being unpressed and being fully pressed. And it feels... I think it feels most similar to the other controller I had before that uses keyboard switches. And my problem at the time with those was that my directional input buttons were also these. And so there were some difficulties getting diagonals, but right now this one is on an attack button, so it shouldn't matter. I'm gonna try getting rid of all of the optimizers and see how that feels. That probably, I would guess that's the one I prefer. So this right now is 1. So let's get rid of this one. Okay, so this is 0.65, right? Yeah. This is 1.5.
We've got a newcomer. Negative penalty.
And I won't have to do all the buttons because the two rightmost ones aren't used anyways. But the directions for sure I'll have to do.
Negative penalty. Negative penalty.
Okay, two more on the right side. The button removal hours are real. Hey, it's not nearly as bad as yesterday, right? There's progress being made in real time this time. And one more for this side. It's actually really not too bad getting rid of the covers on top. It's just a skill issue, it seems. But again, you can imagine if you want to clean these out, you just have to take these out as opposed to the entire button from the case. So that does seem incredibly nice.
We've got a newcomer.
Okay. And I guess it's nice to have these as a reference for having the optimizers in. So these six are all now removed. Let's try Johnny. Alright, doesn't work on Zato. I don't know if you can hear it, but it feels almost kind of rattly inside the controller. Like, I'm sure it's not actually a problem, but maybe it's just another getting used to issue. Why can't I do this? There we go. Okay, I don't know why the actual version isn't coming out, but the input is mostly the same. You have a Johnny? I mostly do not. But for the purposes of testing how buttons feel, there is probably no other character better suited. So far, I think these basic buttons are probably a little bit preferable. Oh, you know what? There's a better character for this. Do some TK SVZ combos. Yeah, I'll show you that later too. TKs are not. Actually, let me just get rid of all of these first. So here, while I'm doing this, I should do the directions too. Come up, please. There we go. The I5D6 JP spin is pretty sick. There's like Koom doing it, there's Soul doing it, Chip, Milia to an extent. The funniest one I think is Justice and plus R doing the JP spam. And it's like actually pretty optimal too in the game.
We've got a newcomer.
So the way these work is there are these three kind of notches on this ring. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. But there are these notches that you wanna fit your fingernail into and then twist, and then it opens. And then inside are these rubber, they call them optimizers. They kind of look like lever grommets. And they change the total travel distance of button presses. And from what I can tell, the one with the least travel distance, so the 0.65 millimeter optimizers, make it feel a lot like a keyboard switch. Which these are keyboard switches anyways, but like some of the other keyboard switch controllers I've seen before have this kind of feel. And then playing without it is a lot closer to a Sanwa button, which is what I'm testing now. Please fit in.
Negative penalty. Negative penalty.
Okay, I think that's... No, hold on.
Negative penalty.
Is it in? No. There we go. Nice click. What Zato is running around as question mark. That's suspected to be a Japanese player, but I have no idea. Okay, so oh wait, hold on. Did I get rid of it? Yeah, that's not good. One sec. This is divine punishment for cheating with controllers. Please don't tell me it's Ogawa. It's probably not Ogawa. And as far as I can tell, it's not tights either. Okay. So everything is off now. How did it go? Do I prefer this? It's like 2/3 of the way there to being a Sanwa, but it's not a Sanwa. It still feels... No, hold on. It's like halfway there to a Sanwa.
We've got a newcomer.
I think it's right in between what the default switches feel like and what Sanwas feel like. But it's not closer to either one, probably. Doesn't that work, that JS at the end? But, well. The one in Sengoku Bazara where you go off screen is sick. Yeah, that game looks so just out of this world. Sometimes. Uh, I guess I should just play with it and see how it feels. So I guess I'll play some games. Do I want to stay here? Want to play some I'll get on? Yeah, sure. Keep in mind, I may randomly stop to swap some controller stuff out. Okay, here is the lobby. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. There is a very notable difference, even through the mic, how these sound, right?
We've got a newcomer.
There's like a pinging sound on the one without the optimizer.
Get ready to rock.
Let's see how this goes.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock. Duel 2. All or nothing.
I feel like something's actually a little loose. Hold on. This one was fine. I think this one. No. Let's play a few more first.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock. Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
See all the net play souls out there? That is the counterplay. You need to do 2D into Bringer to be Drunkard. Oh, that's possibly the most unfortunate super of all time.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock. It's not over yet.
He spawn camped Great Whites. That was a tragedy.
Turn up the heat.
That was so close to happening again with the 2D.
Duel 3. Keep on rocking.
Let's go, Soul. Really? Don't you know you're supposed to root for the honest, low tier, hardworking Zato 1? Alright, that worked fine. I've changed sides.
Heaven or hell. Duel.
Don't worry, there's like 3 Zalto fans in NA. There's not a lot of people to disappoint. Unbelievable. True exer neutral right there. 5p, 5p, 5p. Car slash. How's the Soul Zalto matchup? I have a lot of friends who play Soul, so I think I have good experiences.
Turn up the heat.
It's pretty close to 5-5, if not 5-5. So the fight is in Soul's favor if Soul is able to force RPS over and over and over again on Zalto, because all those interactions are Soul favored. But Zalto has tools to be able to stop that from happening too much, so it's kind of whatever. Damn. You should always root for the underdog in the fight.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock. 3, 2, 1. Rejected.
He can FD. He did not FD. I don't know whether to be impressed or disappointed in that move.
Turn up the heat.
If there is 10 Zato fans on this earth, I am one of them. If there is one Zato fan, I am them. If there are no Zato fans, I'm dead.
Heaven or hell.
Amen.
Let's rock.
Goodbye, fans. Thank you for leaving us with that wisdom. Yeah, you got a block. That's not gonna hit.
It's not over yet. Duel. Keep on rocking.
I saw that 2H. I know what we were trying to do. Flip the chessboard has left the room. Oh, fuck it tracks. Yeah, I don't really want to backdash on it, usually. I'm pretty sure every character in that situation, when they do charge blitz, end up in that situation. Like, it doesn't change the blitz charge attack hitbox because you're playing a different character, right? So like, even if I were playing pot, I'd probably still live there.
Duel. 3. Turn up the heat.
That doesn't work. I mean, it does work, but I have to do it better. Some of them might be bigger because of their character size. Yeah, maybe. I feel like I've gotten some really far-reaching ones on pot before, but I can't really tell if it's actually a difference in hitbox size or not. Tried to cross up.
All or nothing.
DC, alt tab. He wanted to Dragon Install after bursts. Gold burst, 100 meter, Dragon Install, some random shit into super. I can already see the entirety of that round.
Keep on rocking. It's not over yet.
Yeah, that's a difficult choice to make when Eddie is out.
Let's rock.
I'm not sure how I feel about the difference between these two right now.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's
I think I prefer slightly with like how it was before, maybe. That's not good. Should have gotten thrown or blocked, at least. You are not Strive Soul.
duel. Two. Keep on rocking. First match. 3, 2, 1.
Here, give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna make some major changes real quick. So this time I'm gonna put in the ones that I felt were the weirdest earlier. So I'm gonna replace everything with these ones, which are the .65s. I gotta go anyways? Alright. See you around. Thank you for the games. I'm most likely also done. But I will try this before I go. I'm kinda sad the stupid Gunflame RC run TKBR didn't work as intended. Yeah, it looked like he really wanted to cross up there. So, hold on. 0.65. My suspicion is if I do this, I'll have the same issue as before on the other controller, which is that my diagonals won't come out properly sometimes. But worth a shot still. It's also possible I do this for the right side only because for attack buttons there's no worry of that nature. Like, I don't have to worry about diagonals on attack buttons. Oh, hold on. I think it's not in properly. Yeah, see you around. Puddins earlier said, I hope you don't regret making your purchase. And I certainly don't feel that way so far. I don't own a lot of other controllers, but I have tried a few other ones. And my conclusion was that I think Hitbox does make pretty good quality stuff. Where's this supposed to go? Like, the build quality of this thing is pretty incredible. In my opinion. Yeah, this one was the hardest to take off. Okay, so my directionals are all now they have the shortest travel distance on everything. I could try playing one round with you after I finish. Yeah, for sure. I think the room has... Oh, hold on, no. Okay, if you want to join now, because there's a one space. Whoa, hold on, wait. This feels incredibly weird. And I think it's because I put it in incorrectly. One second.
We've got a newcomer.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Good luck.
So right now, right side buttons are all, they don't have the thing inside, so they have very long travel distances. Left side is extremely short travel distance.
Let's rock.
I take back what I said earlier about it feeling similar to the other controller I had. This feels odd. Like, this feels very novel. Like, it almost feels like you're pressing on like rubber domes that get recessed slightly when you press on them, and then it activates the button. Once you've pushed it far enough. This is very weird. I'm pressing a lot harder than usual on these buttons because I'm trying to compensate for the lack of distance being pushed in. But so far I don't have any issues doing diagonals, which is surprising.
Turn up the heat.
Do I like this? I can't tell. I guess I need to play more with it. But it feels very weird, for sure.
Let's rock.
As long as I don't have any issues doing certain motions like IED
Keep on rocking.
or high jumps or diagonals, which so far I don't, I might prefer this. I'll have to check how my double taps are also later.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock. Turn up the heat.
Shit's done here, right? Yeah.
Keep on rocking.
I was looking for a super there. I'll do one more. I'm gonna... I don't know if I'm gonna switch out the rest of the buttons or end it for today. I'll probably come back tomorrow and do the rest. Two. Turn up the heat. Alright, GG's. My thoughts so far. These 0.65, so the ones on the inside of the left buttons, the directions, are all 0.65 optimizers right now. And these are not like anything I've seen before or I've felt before. So I need to play on them more. The default ones were the default ones are kind of a halfway point between Sanwa's and other mechanical switches I've tried. And then not having it inside was like a little bit closer to Sanwa, but not entirely.
We've got a newcomer.
And I still have to try the 0.65s on the right side also. So I still need to try it more, but today I think that is the end. Yeah, thank you for the games. It's good to have people playing Exerd. Okay, I'll probably be back tomorrow also to continue hitbox research. So see you.